One of the biggest things you need to master as an entrepreneur when you get into this space, you left your 9 to 5, uni, school, whatever it may be, you must be craving at this point a certain routine subconsciously that you never really thought about. And the routine that I work with my clients on is called the ABC routine. This thing has honestly changed the game for people like Adam, who went from sort of all over the place, was on his phone for a lot of the day playing Clash of Clans, as we talk about constantly on our calls. But the thing that I did for him was implement the ABC routine, which allowed him to structure his days based on his mood, based on the stuff that you can't really control normally. But this is how you dial in your performance, get to the 1% of people who are performing at the highest level. They feel like they're no longer running on autopilot. They have a structure in place. Well, this is the video for you. You need to be able to structure your days based on every part of your mental, physical, and business goals. Otherwise, if your days aren't moving the needle twice a day, 3 times a day or more, then honestly, you won't really get anywhere. But a structure might help, which is why I'm here. My name is Alex. I'm an accountability and mindset coach, and I've helped over 5 entrepreneurs dial in their work days, routines, mindset, and hold them accountable to their goals every single day. So here's what I came up with, the ABC routine. Now, the way this works is it goes based on your mood and how you can structure your days. And this is how you can prioritize everything that will move the needle, fix your days, fix your mornings, get to a certain point where your business is rolling and you actually get the inputs done that you need for the day. Because not a lot of people realize this, but if you don't set the intention for your days properly, then you'll simply not get everything that you expect to do done. And if you set a standard that becomes your habits, then you've got yourself a superpower. First up, we've got A stage, and I'm going to try not to turn my back to the camera with this one, but A stage is your mornings. Now, ideally, you do an early wake up here, which is, in my case, and what I tell my clients is probably the best and optimal time for them, is 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is before 8 a.m., which is when most people immediately wake up, and it gives you an hour to set the intention for the day. So 7 a.m. This is your first part of your morning, the most important. And what you want to do here is when you've got your goals, your inputs set out that you will do 15 minutes in one day that you'll figure out that you need to do for A stage. No friction. Inputs. This is inputting everything that's going to output the biggest things, the biggest needle movers, the biggest tasks that you've got. Do that. Big task. And to keep it simple, distraction free, and everything that you want just to get down, sit down and work, as I'm sure you try to do every single day, habitualizing A stage is going to get this done. And the only way that I found that works with myself and my clients, lock phone in the drawer. Let me spell that right. In the drawer. Lock it in the drawer. I've got a drawer over there. My phone's in it. Well, it's not, it's filming now. But normally it's in there and there's a key. If you can find something like that, any sort of high place, underneath the bed, in the kitchen cupboard, anywhere, lock it, tie a little thing around it, do whatever it takes, it doesn't matter. Just put the phone in the damn thing so you can't see it. The thing is, when you work and you see your phone, your brain thinks, right, I need to pick this up and do something with it. Completely wrong route to take. Do not do that. Lock your phone in the drawer, less friction, more work done, 7 a.m. You've literally just woken up. Now this will start waking up your brain, giving yourself, more time to start working. But trust me, this is effective. It's helped me and Adam and Ben and Finn, my clients right at the moment. These guys have been working very hard to get this done. And honestly, from what I've heard, it is working very well. So, A stage, get to work. 7 a.m, no friction, lock your phone in the drawer. But the aim of the game here is no friction, get to the big task of the day that you've written down the last day, and put your phone in the damn drawer. It should stay that for the most of the day. If you're filming content, purely open it to film, set focus mode on your phone to only allow the camera app and the social media to post with a time limit on it. I'll go into more detail on that on another video. If you want to see that video, comment down below. But your phone is the biggest distraction in the world. And if you haven't got that out of the equation, then how we lived 1,000 years ago will be very much clear to you once you start doing it. Because trust me, it is such a game changer. No joke. Like, that's A stage. If you can lock your phone in the drawer, get some work done for the day, I promise you, you'll feel amazing. Now this is where you transition into the B stage, which is exercise and mind work. This is where you get your exercise for the day in. Now this could be minimum 45 minutes is what I teach my clients. And the main thing with 45 minutes of exercise is you have enough to get a workout done that you've got programmed, or you've got a goal in mind, a fitness goal that you just want to do, whether that be going to the gym, running, going for, a calisthenics workout in a outdoor gym, something like that. Anything that your fitness goals is, do 45 minutes minimum. I don't want you to see you running into the gym half an hour, running back out, stuff like that. 45 minutes, probably to about 75 minutes. That's how I normally do it. That's how my clients do it. They have their own sort of structures and routines. I'm not a fitness coach, but I can tell you that this is a part of your routine for a reason. And I'm sure that you already go to the gym, but you may not go to a certain fixed time. As soon as you finish your work, go to the gym. This allows you to detach from your work a little bit and go straight into what is going to fix your mind by working out. And then once you've done your 45 minutes to 75 minutes of working out and getting those fitness goals in, feeling really good, you're going to follow that up with 30 minutes of mind work. Now, this is another thing which I wanted to fit in here, but 30 minutes of mind work is best done, in my personal opinion, if you want my opinion, is done fasted. So you're at 10 and 11 a.m. You're in B stage, which let's say that's 10:30. 45 minutes of working out. And then you're at 11:15 to 11:45. You are doing mind work. Now this can be any form of meditation, journaling, video journaling, anything. You can do it on your walk back from the gym if you wanted to, which is what I recommended to one of my clients, Ben, and he found that really useful. So going to 11:15 to 11:45, do your mind work. And this is basically how you set the rest of your day up, especially C stage, which we'll get into in a sec, where you have any problems that you came up, any weaknesses you noticed during your work, how your workout went, just anything general. Like, this is how you get in the habit of starting to talk to yourself, spend more time working on this, because this is the thing that's actually going to move your business forward. If you've never heard that before, then this is a wake-up call. Your mindset is the framework for everything you do in entrepreneurship. Think about how you were when you were working your starting job. You were surrounded by different people that weren't normally like the best in terms of mindset. They were just working on it for everyone else's. Now that you're on your own, you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business, you have a sales gig, anything, trust me, working on your brain and your body in B stage, this is the most important one in my opinion. A stage and C stage are pretty much working on your business. That's the gist of it. But B stage is the thing that's actually going to get you like sandwiched into this routine and habitually working on your brain to be able to be like, all of this makes sense now. And it will make sense after a while, because you're habitualizing this and you're going every single day, 45 minutes of exercise, 30 minutes mind work. And I found this is really effective, because then you do your exercise, you're a bit exhausted, but now you have a bunch of problems and a bunch of stuff you can iron out, which then comes into mind work. You think about it, you problem solve, you literally sit down with no distractions, cut out the wind, the noise, the other people, find your own space, whether that's a field in the middle of nowhere, walking on the way back, put some noise cancelling headphones on, whatever works for you, focus on your mind. No music or anything, no dopamine, no nothing. Trust me, work on your mind. If you need more help with that, I am a mindset and accountability coach. I do that one-to-one with people. I don't want to plug this too much, but shoot me a DM on Instagram at AlexArchivesLife, or the link in the description, and I will get back to you. And I can help you with almost any problem that you bring to me. So that's a bet. Catch me on there. C stage, once you've done your 30 minutes of mind work, now you move on to C stage. This is where you set yourself up for success in the biggest way possible. Now that you've done A and B stage, this is setting up C to be like the best stage ever, right? Because A, you're working really hard. B, you just smash the fucking workout, and you just hit some meditation, some journaling, some stuff that puts you in a certain frame of mind to be able to just be like, right, this is my whole day now. And this, if you habitualize this and you get this in, it's going to change your life. C stage, you're going to work on the needle movers of tomorrow. This sounds really weird, but now that you've done your inputs, the biggest one for the day, you've probably got some stuff left over. And that leftover stuff is going to catch you and bite you in the back if you're not too careful. So C stage is where you get the rest of the work done essentially, but this is going to set you up. Whatever has the biggest impact, list out all your tasks, rub out, if you've got a whiteboard, rub it out, cross it out, the ones that do not move the needle the most for tomorrow. Because the better you do this, the more habitual and routine based you get with this, the more powerful you become, because you'll be able to set yourself up for success on the daily, and it'll be like nothing's ever going wrong. That's never really the case. But deep work. I yapped too long without writing anything on the whiteboard. That's a bad mistake. Deep work. That is the essentials. And the main part of this is to get into setting up a stage. Because this is just a loop. This is a feedback loop for you to be able to do some work, figure out what's wrong, have a workout, and then get some deep work done. Setting up a stage. This is exactly why the top performers end up getting to where they are now, because they set themselves up to be able to do the tasks, do the highest leverage tasks for their business, do whatever it takes to be able to set themselves up for success. They're not thinking on the 24-hour mark anymore. They're thinking on the 48 hours, 72, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And the only way they can do that is setting aside the time to think about it, problem solve, setting aside the time for their workouts for the future, setting aside the time in C stage to be able to set up the next day. And then some of those C stages are going to be setting up your weeks. Some of those C stages are going to be setting up your months and therefore your years. So C stage is where you literally go through everything that is the highest leverage task that you could possibly do for the next day. And once you do that, your A stage for the next day is going to be huge, because you have this big task. Now that you've done half of it, you've got this big task you can tick off. And I'm not sure if you noticed when you try this out for yourself, but when you do a big task at the start of the day and you get it done, and then immediately after you hit a workout, you feel amazing. Like this is going to change the way you think about routine. This is not just wake up at 7, go to work, come back, eat, maybe go to the gym, and then do that. Like this is going to help you realize the power of structure, setting yourself up for success, and also working on the essentials, which is mind, body, and business needle movers. So now that you've got the framework, how do you implement it? Wow. The main way to do this is doing a 2-week sprint, which is what I do with my clients at the moment. I help them get this set up and integrate it into their habits. Normally it takes about 33 to 50 days, but normally I would do my meditation and my mind work. But in that place for the 2-week sprint, I am adding a video journal, which is why I mentioned it earlier. Video journaling is what has helped me and the rest of my clients. It's sort of my thing. Archived accountability, link in the description. That allows you to reflect and challenge your previous and future self to be able to do the things that will move you forward in life. Now, I do a simple 3 questions to myself. How am I feeling? What have I learned from the previous day / my calls that I've had with my clients and myself? And what is my next actionable step? That is it. And I do that after the gym because I realize that I have a lot to leverage and a lot that I can talk about by that point in the day. And I film it and I do it daily, and I have this whole archive of me that I can look back on every single day. That I go, yesterday I did this, a week ago I did this, a month ago I did this, and I can see exactly where I was at, which is the most beautiful thing ever. I can see exactly what I looked like, how I felt, what I was doing at the time, what I did the previous day that I reflected on. Like everything just builds this picture of who I was becoming through those archive videos. And filming yourself is one of the best things you can ever do. Like that's why I started content creation. I wanted to be able to document who I was and who I was becoming, because I knew it was going to be amazing, and I could look back at all of those things. But the concept of looking back and looking forward when you're filming those videos is some of the best reflection you'll do in your life. No joke. You'll be able to dissect who you are at that current moment and be able to look forward when you're filming that video to who you're going to become when you look back at those videos, because you already know you'll be filming and looking back, filming, looking back. And when you make that a habit, you'll be able to literally bounce ideas off of your previous self as if you're talking to yourself, and you'll understand yourself way better. Most people go about their lives without even taking a second to think about their life or themselves, which is why I think meditation is pretty cool. I'm a Christian, so I pray during my meditations, if you're wondering. And the main thing with mind work is that you're able to reflect, and that's very powerful. So when you add that to your routine, you put these two either side, do some hard work, I can guarantee you will see your business moving forward, your life moving forward, your health, your wealth, and everything in between. And this is Alex in the future who's now got his Tiger in Curry. But this is also to say that this ABC framework only really works if you're dedicated to it habitually, like I said earlier. But the main thing that you need to do is apply this every day, do these archive videos, or video journaling, as I also call it, that you can reflect and do this daily, make it a habit. Because when you habitualize all these things, you're going to end up seeing more and more returns, but you won't see returns from day 1, day 2, day 3. It has to be a compounding thing. It has to be you doing it every single day and sticking to it. But if you need help with it, I do accountability coaching. I keep all my clients in check every single day towards their goals, towards this framework, and to everything else in between. So shoot me a DM, another third plug, but catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.